Okay, let's talk about something that's pretty much universal, but we rarely ever talk about it out loud. That feeling of insecurity. In this explainer, we're going to dig into what really causes it and lay out a real, honest path to building genuine self-respect. I want you to just let that sink in for a second. This isn't just a nice little quote. It completely changes the game. See, if insecurity comes from comparison, that it's not some deep flaw in you. It's just a habit. And you know what? Habits can be changed. And just so we're clear, if this is hitting home for you, you are so far from being alone. This is a struggle for almost everyone, this quiet problem humming in the background. But here's the good news. When a problem is that common, it means the solution is too. It's totally figure-outable. So this brings us right to the number one cause, the biggest one of all, the comparison trap. It's that automatic reflex to look at what other people are doing and measure our lives against theirs. It's a game you just can't win. Here's the crazy thing we do. We take our own behind the scenes, the messy reality, the moments of doubt, all the grinding hard work, and we compare it to someone else's perfectly edited highlight reel. We're basically putting our rough draft up against their final polished movie. Of course we're going to feel bad. It's a totally unfair fight. And the price we pay for this is huge. This isn't just about feeling crummy for a few minutes. Every single time you compare, you are actively chipping away at the trust you have in your own journey, in your own skills, and in your own timing. You're basically telling yourself, my path must be wrong because it looks different from theirs. All this looking around at what others are doing, it naturally leads to the second big problem. It stops being just about looking at them and starts being about needing something from them. And that right there is the trap of chasing external validation. So just take a second here and really ask yourself this. Where does your feeling of value come from? Is it from what you do and what you believe in? Or is it from the likes, the praise, the compliments, the approval you get from other people? Be really honest, because this is absolutely crucial. When you outsource your self-worth, you literally hand over the remote control for your feelings to other people. Your confidence becomes this fragile thing that goes up and down with every nice comment or bit of criticism. This is exactly how insecurity plants its roots and grows deep inside you. And all of this leads right into the third reason we feel insecure, not having an inner compass. When you don't really have a clear sense of your own direction, it's so easy to feel wobbly, unstable, and just get pulled around by what everyone else seems to be doing. The antidote to that feeling is something called self-direction. And it's not about just being busy. It's about having your own internal GPS. It's about setting clear, personal goals, goals that actually matter to you, that guide your choices. When you have this, what other people are doing, it just becomes noise. The formula here is so simple, but it is so powerful. When you know where you're headed, your confidence gets stable. It doesn't get rocked by someone else's big win or by your own temporary setback, because you're too busy focused on your own road. Okay, so we've broken down the causes, the comparison trap, chasing validation, and not having that inner compass. Now, let's get to the most important part. What do we do about it? Here it is, a super practical, 4-step fix to fight back against those things and build some real, solid self-respect. There they are, 4 simple but powerful moves. First, we're going to bring our focus back to ourselves, to our own growth. Second, we're going to build some real, tangible skill. Third, we're going to build trust with ourselves. And fourth, we're going to control our environment. Let's zoom in on a couple of the most important ones. I really want to focus on step 3 for a second, because this is the bedrock of self-trust. We're not talking about making some huge, life-changing promise here. I'm talking about the tiny things. Did you tell yourself you'd get up at 7? Then do it. Did you plan to read just 10 pages? Do it. Every single time you keep one of these small promises, you're casting a vote for the new you. You're proving to yourself bit by bit that you can count on, you. And now for step 2. Look at that emphasis on one skill. Seriously, the point isn't to be kind of okay at 10 different things. It's to get genuinely good at one thing that you care about. Because competence is the source of real confidence. When you know for a fact that you're good at something because you've put in the hours, that feeling is rock solid. Nobody can take it away from you. And just like that, we're right back where we started. All of these steps, focusing on your own progress, building that one skill, keeping those promises, they're all designed to help you do one thing: stop the comparison game. Because at the end of the day, that's everything. So, As we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a direct question. Not some big idea, but a real action. What is the one small promise you're going to make to yourself and keep this week? That's where the path to real self-respect begins. Right there,